Welcome to Mischievously Kinky.
Welcome, guys, to Mischievously Kinky. I am Lady Elvyra.
I am Vibranium Strokes,
And
and we're gonna kinkify your life as much as possible.
or as much as you consent to, because consent is sexy.
Very true. So this is a new podcast we decided to get going. We'll focus on looking at BDSM and kink and sex positivity, as well as sex working through the lens of BIPOC kinksters.
Right.
So, lady, tell us about yourself.
All right. So I am Lady Elvyra. I am from New Orleans, born and raised. I've been in the BDSM kink lifestyle for about 17 years now. I identify as a dominant, a sadist, top, big, swinger, all that good stuff. All things on the left side of the slash. I'm a co-lead in our local group that we've started called Mischief Managed. And I'm a chapter lead in a group called Black Domme Sorority, which is a sorority for POC femdoms that was started last year by Mistress Marley. It's a great group of women. I'm also in a group called A Tribe Called Kink. And I am starting my journey into becoming leather and learning all that entails in itself. What about you?
Well, I've been in BDSM and kink since, I think 12 years now. Got into it in college. Had a friend from Germany told me about her being trained by a master in New York, and I was curious. So I was like, let me research this a little, and I found out I was already doing some stuff that would be considered like, when people say kinky. I was tying my ex's arms with a necktie, blindfold, spanking, like choking.
Oh, you use a necktie? I was using sheets back then.
I was using some neckties.
I was running sheets under the bed and doing spread eagle ties.
I wasn't fully into like getting the legs, but I was good on because we were in a dorm room, so we had these XL wooden dorm beds.
XL beds.
Yes. So I was like, we could basically just use the little headboard part, and I would just tie a wrist to that.
See, I couldn't do that. I went to a Christian college, so we had to do it at her house in a real bed.
See, yeah, I had we makeshift, and at that time Amazon wasn't big, and then I didn't have that I guess that energy to go to a sex store to get anything at that time.
You just had to use what you had.
I used what I had in the closet. I had some neckties. I was like, we could try this.
Before 50 Shades, you was using neckties.
Before 50 Shades. And I identify as a sensual dom with a sadist side. I also do rope, shibari rope, wax play, and I like doing erotic photography, videography, and massages. I like to have fun. I like to, we created this local community where other BIPOCs can come and enjoy themselves in a safe environment. So that's something like I'm really excited about. We kicked it off on April 1st, being April Fools.
April Fools, more kinky black people.
See what happens during this pandemic, and it's been working out. Also co-founded a tribe called Kink back in February 2018. So that's going on 2.5 years now. So it's been an interesting, 2.5 years so far. Just overall, cultivating the groups and creating, having events and parties and things that are centered around Black and Indigenous and POC individuals. So it's going to be a fun remainder year. So I want to get into what have you learned about yourself by being in the lifestyle?
Okay, so loaded question, by the way. What I've learned about myself, first of all, I've learned that it's okay to give yourself permission to be whatever you want to be.
Agreed.
As a woman, we're told you're supposed to be submissive and you're supposed to listen and you're supposed to be barefoot and pregnant and blah, blah, blah.
That's a nice fact. Never mind. Go ahead.
Stop. Some women agree to it. Not this one. So for me, I learned that I can be as badass and as dominant as I want to be. I can be unapologetically black. I can be unapologetically dominant. I can be whatever I choose. I want to be in that moment. So for me, being a dominant woman, I had to learn first off that it's okay to be dominant. That it's okay to be a boss. That it's okay to take charge. That it's okay to give orders. I had to learn that I can be a dominant woman and still date a dominant man. I didn't have to always date submissive men. Granted, my fiance is a submissive. He is a service sub, but he's not my sub per se. So he doesn't use the honorifics. He doesn't do none of that, but he is submissive. But he is an alpha man type in his day-to-day life, and that's what I like. I also learned that I can be pansexual. I can be with a man and love women, which I do. I've dated women. I have a female sub. Well, she's technically gender fluid, but presents female. So I have a female sub. I deal with women, and that's okay. I can be bisexual, pansexual, however you want to call it, because I date people. I don't date genders. The person is what matters, not what parts you born with, got surgically implanted or removed. It don't matter. As long as you're a good person, I'm good. I'm good with you. I've also learned about myself that really into pet play.
Okay.
And I've always looked at it from just being a owner or a handler, like having a pet. And recently, one of our good little foxes, who's actually in the background being our little audio person.
She sinister as shit.
I mean, sinister little fox. Think swiper, no swiping. That's her. Our little roulette. Created a pet quiz, found one online rather. And I've always thought that I was very feline, very catty. Apparently, I'm a goddamn dragon. I'm Puff the Magic Dragon is what I call it. Or, since the group name is Mischief Managed, which if you're a Potterhead, you know what that means.
We'll teach you.
So, we will teach you what it means. Think of a Welsh green, because I'm also a Slytherin. Green. So, I'm a dragon, which makes sense. I'm into mysticism. I'm into rituals, protocols, magic, the regalness. I chose my name because it commands attention. Being a lady of a house is a very powerful position. You can be the queen of a castle and get overthrown. You can be a baroness and get beheaded. You can be an empress and lose all your riches. But being able to say that you're the lady of a house is the most powerful position that you can have, regardless to what happens. So I picked my title because it fits me. I feel like I've jokingly said I'm Scarlett O'Hara, Queen Elizabeth, and Marie Antoinette all rolled into one with rum and coke in the glass. But it's in a champagne glass.
Okay.
That's just me though. Like I'm into that. I've always been into being very feminine but powerful.
Okay.
Because when a lot of people, when they think of femininity, they think dainty and cute and pinkies up in teacups. My teacup got whiskey in it. So
ain't nothing wrong with a good brown liquor.
Say that again. Somebody missed it.
The brown liquor is where it's at.
Brown liquor is where it's at. But that's what I've learned about me, is that I can be unapologetically me and however I choose to define myself. I don't have to depend on a man or a woman to define me. I've been through all of that already, and I've lost who I was. And in the last year or two, I've really come into myself as a person, being a Black woman in today's times, being a business owner in today's times, making friendships, making connections, learning my own spiritual path, erasing what I've been taught and embracing what was ingrained in me before I was born. Somebody will catch that later too. So, you.
I think being a lifestyle, I've learned that, I can help people get over a lot of things that they may have had challenges with, because a lot of people have been using kink as therapy. And for me, I'm very much big on Black mental health and making sure that Black wellness overall is good. And I think just being in kink allows you to get over a lot of stuff, like you said, like a lot of things we're ingrained with that aren't considered, that we would do isn't considered, accepted by society as a whole, but are normal. But the things like what is really normal, and are you putting yourself in a box that keeps you mentally or just your wellness unchecked? So like I feel like within kink, you can be who you want to be, or be your true self around people who look like you and who have similar interests. Who they might not have the same interests as you, but at least they're accepting of what you're interested in and what your kinks are. But also it allowed me to just go and just be happy and not worry about what somebody else thinks about me. Right. Because like I have this really big fuck it attitude that people have noticed about me, and yeah, whatever. But and I identify as a cisgender heterosexual male, but our members encompass like everything along the spectrum, from heterosexual all the way up to the LGBTQIA spectrum, cisgender, transgender, non-binary. So for me, it's like, we got people, you don't know what they might identify as until you talk to them. So it allows me to talk to more people and to be around people, because I'm an introvert at heart. After a while, I got to be inside and recharge my batteries.
On your recliner.
On my recliner, chilling, sleeping, napping, But I think just being within the lifestyle itself has given me that, like a different outlook on just life and on people in general, because you come across people in this lifestyle who may be going through stuff that you wouldn't really recognize, because there's a lot of things that people go through that they won't tell you in everyday life, but in this lifestyle, you'll figure out like, oh, well, I might look like a woman or a man, but I actually feel different. And that person might not tell you that in everyday life because they've been looked at or ostracized so much. Yep. So I think it gives us a different outlook and a different lens on human activity and behavior.
And it gives us freedom to be whatever.
Yeah.
Like you said, people who may be gender bending or gender fluid, they can wake up today and say, you know what, I feel like a female today. And 10 minutes later say, no, I feel like a man again. And it's absolutely fine. It is their choice.
Right.
BDSM gives them that freedom to make that choice. Society says you have to pick a side. Kink says whatever you want to be. If you want to be a person, a pet, a piece of furniture, a furry,
right,
whatever you want to do, you can do.
And that's my thing. Be you. Do what makes you happy, but do it safely, and don't try to force that onto someone else.
Exactly.
But my thing is always respect somebody. Like whatever someone tells you they are, that you have to respect that. Mm-hmm. You have to respect whatever gender or pronouns that they want to use, because at the end of the day, that person has come into a lifestyle, into a community that they feel safe enough to be themselves. So exactly. Why not respect them and their decisions and just allow them to be happy? Because they're not harming you.
Exactly.
Unless you're asking them to beat you. But other than that, like like calling somebody by what they want to be called in a respectful way should not harm you in any way at all. Life, like your life isn't altered. That person's not harming your ability to make money, to eat food, to live your life. So why not give them that same respect?
Exactly.
Let's segue into your favorite impact toy.
Okay. I gotta pick one?
You get to pick one.
Oh, God. Okay.
So how about the one that you like and the one that everyone hates?
Better question. We know the answer. Okay. I love my wooden paddles. I have 2 paddles with my name on them. One is textured, one is not. One looks like a little fraternity, sorority pledging paddle. And one is a little more cardboard-ish.
Okay.
But I love them. Nobody likes them except my beta sub. He's the only one that likes it.
Okay.
Nobody else does.
So we're going to take a look at this.
But I love my floggers, though.
Your floggers? Okay.
I love my floggers. Those are my babies. Like, I'm going to show y'all just a little clip of me in my zone. See, my floggers.
I like a nice study flogger because it gives a massage. But recently I found out that the 31 stings as well.
I mean, there's a couple people in this room with us that know about me and my floggers.
Yeah. So I like the floggers more. For some reason, people don't like the wooden paddles. Like they'll take the leather one. They'll take
because it's a stingy hit. They'll
take a plastic paddle, but they won't take a wood. But there are some wooden ones that don't hurt or don't sting.
Oh my!
I think it's the if you look at some that are like cypress, then I think it's the hollow or the thickness of them.
Oh no!
But we're gonna look at this.
Yeah, see, this is at a class I did in New York. Well, I didn't do the class; I was there. But as you can see, that video has earned me a little nickname called the Flogging Ninja. I call myself the Empress of Impact because I can beat your ass like nobody's business. Like if there's one thing I can do and one thing I do well, it is impact. I feel like I'm very skilled with that, especially with my floggers when I'm in my zone and I have my music playing and the energy between me and my bottom is right. I can just go and just ball out. See, that was the one hand move, and then the move with the two hands is called a Florentine.
So do you like the Florentine better than the one hand, or it just depends on?
It depends on the person. Depends on the move. Okay. The Florentine is good more so for show, but it's also good for sensory also. Because if you're doing just one hand, especially to the beat of a song, they can kind of predict when the next hit comes. But when you introduce two hands, it's a whole different experience.
Okay.
So I personally like my floggers, but I love my paddles. What's your favorite?
Me, I like my flogger. I don't like using two because I feel like I can, I'm ambidextrous, so I can switch between which hand. So I don't really get tired while I'm doing it.
But see, I'm ambidextrous also. That's what makes me.
I don't like using two though at the same time. I tried it once and I get tired faster doing that. So I can switch back and forth between the one that I really like. The handle is light, but the falls they have a nice sturdy feeling to them.
You do have a good flow.
So I can easily switch back and forth and I'm not getting tired through the session, so I can go a little longer. But I do want to get some fingerling floggers, but I don't want two. Like I don't want to use both arms at the same time.
No, just get one and just
I might try that. I think the one that people don't like is probably the I got these sticks. You know, I like to go shopping at Home Depot and Lowe's. You know,
you talking about the ones that you wrap?
Well, I got those and I got some other ones. They're little, I just go to Home Depot and, just grab some sticks.
Say this do not belong at Home Depot, Walmart, or Dollar Tree. That's how we both ended up with a mallet.
Right. That mallet is interesting because when he's used as like a regular mallet, you get a nice thud, but when you turn it on the side, you get a massaging feeling to it. So, but I like to go just random stores and just find things like, oh, that could be kinkified.
So what I did is I took my sub to Five Below and bought a bat from Five Below.
The cushion one?
Yeah, the cushion one. Yeah, and it's actually very thuddy. It's very good for warm-ups and cool-downs. Because it'll get it together, and then I do my stuff, and then I cool on down. Okay.
For me, I think I just like the thuddy stuff more. Because I feel like if I'm doing stingy,
you're not going to do too much.
I'm not going to do much because I feel like I'm going to make them safer out. So I like to go to thuddy to make the scene last longer.
But also, I use stingy more so for punishments too.
That's true. I have a paddle with holes in it that I use.
I have that, the one from Amazon.
Yeah.
I have that one. I want your paddle with the spikes on it.
I haven't used it. No one wants to. So I ordered from Etsy. It's it looks like it's the size of like an extended.
It looks like a hairbrush.
It's an extended hairbrush. So it looks like they took the hairbrush part off and they just screwed in some cleat spikes that you would put on either track cleats and it will work fine. But the thing is, like, it's a wooden paddle, so whoever I use it on is going to have to own it or at least buy it, because if it draws blood, then you can't use it on someone else. Right. So I haven't really used it, but I need to just to see how it is. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. See, that's how people feel about my whip. It's not
it doesn't look that bad. It's just a psychological. It's just psych behind it. Like it's mental.
Not that bad.
Yeah, it's the mental aspect behind it.
Whole nother conversation for a later day.
We'll talk about that later. I wanna go into this WAP song. You know, we got
do we really
Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and but I don't want to talk about the song itself. I love it. You know, that's my new whole theme song for the summer.
No,
because yes, it is. Because they had me at there's some holes in this house, and you know my motto is holding in peace.
Holding in peace.
So
don't know all that.
Yeah, the New Orleans way, H-E-A-U-X. My issue with the whole thing is men getting mad about them singing about WAP, and I'm like, so you mad at a woman having a WAP like that? That's what I want. Like, why are you mad about it? But they don't criticize male rappers or singers who talk about their penis size or sleeping with this amount of women. But I'm like, she's singing about what you doing to her, making her wet, and she want to put that thing on you, and you run it. You scared of it?
Like,
I want to know that you got it.
I want you to touch the dangly thing in the back of my
exactly. You know how much I love
thrusting. Drill was perfectly acceptable.
Exactly. You know how much I love thrusting. So
put it on a t-shirt.
You know, put that on a t-shirt.
If you want to know what thrusting is, we'll tell y'all.
We'll tell y'all. That's gonna be. We're gonna have a whole conversation on thrusting.
But no, okay. So I will say this. I like the concept of what they were going for.
What didn't do it for you?
I don't know. Like, I listened to it and I'm like, okay, it's another women's liberation sex song. Mm-hmm. But to me, that's all it was. It was just like another.
Right. So, So I heard that version, and then, you know, I heard the Plies version. Man, you know I love how crazy Plies get.
Okay, so let's talk about Plies real quick. Let's go ahead and stick this pin. Hey. Plies had me when he did Please Excuse My Hand.
Right. But
that did it for me.
But Plies came in, and I wish he would have dropped his part in between Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
Whatever, that means I don't have to listen to the whole song. I can just listen to his part and go to the next song.
But his part set it off for me, because that's what I was thinking this whole time. I was like, why are guys mad? But I think Plies helped out and tell them, like, you need to sit down and let this happen.
But I think why men are mad is because it goes back to the whole thing of when I was saying earlier about giving myself permission to be myself.
Right.
Men, okay, I'm going to make a blanket statement. This does not apply to all men, but I have noticed that some men say, I want a woman that likes sex. I want a free. Right. I want a woman that do this and do that. The moment a woman wants sex more than the man, then she becomes a hoe. The moment the man finds out she has a high body count, she becomes a hoe. Or the moment she say, let me lick your butt.
Shit, I'm going to lift a leg. Never mind. So I agree with you on that. And I'm going to, you know, I hate blanket statements, but I'll agree with you on that, because my thing is this. I had guy friends that's like, oh man, you know, I want a woman that can go and do it all the time, or they want a threesome. And I'm like, well, you know what you're asking for. Because if you can't keep up with her, you gonna feel bad. And then if she comes in wanting to bring some toys in because you need a break, my thing is you better pull them toys out first and KO her before you have to use them to help yourself later.
Say it again.
My thing is bring the toys in early and KO her. Knock her out with them. Don't hit her over the head, but, you know, make her orgasm so much where she just go to sleep.
Thank
you ain't got to worry about
like, okay, so if you tired and I'm still going, man, why are you mad that I'm using my Hitachi? Nah. You better be glad I didn't walk out this house and go jump on your best friend while you trying to recuperate.
My thing is take the Hitachi and KO her with it first. That way she can't say nothing.
And then put it on this ball.
No, I can't. That's too much. And look, this was back in 2000.
You can put it on a low setting. The ball's in the gooch. Just a little.
So I was trying to be adventurous back around 2011.
I'm mad you know the year.
It's 2011 because I know where I was. I was in Brussels, Belgium, and I was staying there for a summer. And I went to their pharmacy, like their Rite Aid or whatever, or CVS. and I got this vibrating cock ring. I'm using it. And it's just moving too like too much going on.
High, didn't you?
No, it was just a regular setting. It was just too much. Like I took it and threw it against the wall. I remember hitting the wall and sliding down the wall, still vibrating. It was just too much for me. But that can take us into a whole nother conversation on normalizing sex toys for men, because it's not just like, anal plugs for men who's into that thing. I don't like my butt, anything going into my butt, messing with my butt, but there are some men that like sex toys, and I'm like, if it brings you pleasure as a man, then bring that in and talk to your partner about it. But I think a lot of men makes it feel like they emasculated or that they quote unquote being gay. But my thing is, whatever you do with your woman, if you're not interested in men, whatever you do with your woman doesn't make you gay.
Like the whole pegging narrative.
There's as a person in the medical field, if I've heard that the prostate massage gives you the biggest orgasm.
It's the way you milk a man.
Like I said, I don't like my butt messed with like that. So I'm just
going to
put
a tongue in your butt, but not a finger.
A tongue can go around my butt, but not a finger. I don't mind a good little rim job, thrusty job combination. My thing is, if it brings you pleasure, especially as a man, then you're doing it safely and you talk to your partner about it, then it shouldn't be an issue or a question of your sexuality or that you're being gay, quote unquote.
Right.
Because in order for you to be gay, you have to be sexually or physiologically attracted to men. So if you're not attracted to men, then you're not gay.
Exactly.
So get you a toy and play with it
all day long.
If you want to be pegged, talk to your girl about it.
Or come find me and pay me, and I'll peg you all day long.
There you go. Or if you wanna be sound, I'm about to pass out talking about this, but if you like your urethra play with, you have fun with it. If you want a cock ring or vibrating toys while you're doing your thing with your woman, that's on you.
Right.
Me personally, I'd rather be in charge of the toy and using it on her.
Rubbed your nipple right then when you talking about that.
I'd rather be in charge of the.
Over here rubbing on
I'd rather be in charge of like a Hitachi one or something where I can see the reaction, because I like to see what happens. And if you're a squirter, then that's a whole different story.
That's a whole conversation.
Like I like that line. Go ahead, like Ply say, wet me up.
It's raining from somewhere that's not the sky. Boom, kill that one, because we will go down the rabbit hole on that conversation. That'll be a whole separate video, y'all. I promise.
So my other question is, do you like subs or switches better?
Switches.
And why you like the switches?
I love switches and I love brats.
You can have the brats.
I love my brats. I'm a brat tamer. I know what to do with them. And if y'all hear somebody in the background talking about, oh Jesus, she a brat herself. But
looking like a brat over there.
I love switches, and this is why. I'm big on power exchange. Again, back to the whole dragon reference. I'm big on power exchange. I like knowing and watching you interact with your own bottoms and your own subs. And I like knowing I can say a word or snap my fingers and immediately pull you out that headspace. The mind fuck, the psychological aspect of BDSM is so intriguing. The way a submissive mind works and thinks and ticks about how they're constantly thinking about pleasing their dominant, even though they're being a dominant in that moment, they know in the back of their mind at any moment
they can hit that.
This can happen.
See, I like that. I like both, but I like subs and switches that are like power positions in their everyday life, because you can like I've seen some that have been like at work, and I'll say something and you can see them completely switch and they be like,
"Oh, I've done that." I had this one, my ex-girlfriend. She wasn't a sub per se. She falls under the baby girl spectrum.
Okay.
She used to work at Walmart, and I would walk up to her in Walmart, just go speak. And as I walk behind her, I will pull her hair and whisper in the ear, "I'll see you when I get home." And I promise that girl would just come on the spot right then. She just and just go on about her day.
So I like to do it. So I like to do it when I'll send a text and I'll look at you while I'm sending it. And we could be out around your family. I'll send you that text and you look at it. I'm going to send the nastiest thing that shouldn't even be said to humans. Just to see how you respond.
Just to see the shift in their eyes.
Just to see
body.
that shift.
Especially that phrase, good girl.
Yeah, especially at like a work conference. Oh, man, that's the best. Because you're around all these people you work with, or you're around colleagues, and you know somebody that you've had some interaction with, and you just send them a message or you call them real quick and say something. Man.
Oh, no, either that, if you around a group of people and you have them meet you somewhere private, and then you send them right back to work after you done finish having your way with them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about BDS and kinky concierge and sex work. Let's go into that little spectrum.
All right. So
tell us about each of those.
All right, I'm gonna start with BDS because that's what you mentioned first. BDS is a group I'm a part of. It's Black Domme Sorority. It's a sorority for POC Femdoms. It was started last July. I am the South chapter leader. So the joke is, if you below the Mason-Dixon, your ass belongs to me. Pretty much. But it's a collective group of a little over 200 to 300 women. It's actually international because we have some sisters that are international. Siblings. I'm still retraining my terminology. So sibling folks, sisters, or ladies, ladies, and gentlethems. They're international, but most of them are US based. It's a group for femmedom and sex workers. So we have people who are sugar babies, most of them are professional dominatrixes. And we have a group, and we're actually getting ready to start doing a lot of community work.
Okay.
So there's been a lot of sex work marches. DC just had a slut march. They're actually planning another one. New York just had a sex workers march. They've had a Trans Life Matters march. California is about to have one. So we're trying to tap into all of this community movements that's going on now that we're having traction that, hey, Black lives matter, but also trans lives matters. Sex workers' lives matters. Because there's a lot of cases where a lot of women are going missing and nothing's being done, nothing's being reported.
There's been a lot here, especially, in the New Orleans area. I think I've seen about 4 or 5 blips within the last few months.
There's one going around now. A 17-year-old girl is missing.
Yeah. And I don't understand why harming somebody who's been who they are. Like, if you're not into that, then don't talk to them. Because I'm pretty sure at some point that person tells you that they're trans, and if that's not what you want to deal with, or if you're not interested, then you need to say that and move on with your life. Right.
But don't take that moment from them.
I don't understand people putting their hands on somebody. I'm very much, you hit me, you gonna get shot type of person.
Whole another conversation.
I don't like to be hit. But in especially in that instance, like, you're literally willing to take someone's life because they're not of the sexual gender that you wanted, but you somehow you knew about it, but you still went along with it until possibly somebody you're friends with or family finds out.
Or you're scared somebody gonna find out.
But if you're interested, you're interested. That's your business at the end of the day. But harming somebody because they've decided to live their true selves, that's a problem. And there needs to be more awareness on what's going on.
I agree.
And I feel like there needs to be more education around it to give people some background on what's going on, because I think the more you know, the better you do.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, you need to keep your hands to yourself and not bother people. Mm-hmm. If it's not for you, then leave it alone. Just say, hey, thank you for telling me, yada, yada, yada. Nice person. I wish you the best. Go on with your life. That's it. End of the story.
But that's one thing I like about the group. But that also why I added the education part to my business, Kinky Concierge, which I am the owner of Kinky Concierge. And what we do, I consider my business a unique venture. Yes, you can have a professional dominatrix, but I offer all things kinky. My tagline is, if you can think it, we can kink it.
Yeah, buddy.
So I offer professional Domme services, but I also offer pro sub services. Because the same way I can charge you to beat your ass, a woman can charge you to, somebody, not even just a woman, anyone can charge you to have their ass beat. Mm-hmm. I offer domestic services, so if you wanted someone to come and cook for you, someone to give you a massage, someone to clean your house, clothed or naked, security is provided. We offer that. Also, with that, I'm also a kinky educator. I've been educating now for 2 years, and we offer mentorships. So if you want to learn how to be a D type, if you want to learn how to be an S type, if you want to learn about FemDom, if you want to learn about content creation, we offer those mentorships, and we also do demos locally. So local groups, they always looking for people to come in and teach, whether it's impact, fire play, protocols, all that good stuff. Between the people that I've put on my staff and in my circle, we're a very educated group. We've been doing this for a while. We like to teach, but we also like to learn. So I offer all of that within a Kinky Concierge. That's why I say, if you can think it, we can kink it. Whatever you think you want to do, try or learn, reach out. We got you. If I don't know or if we don't know, I know someone who does. We are very resourceful.
Well, we'll find somebody for you. Like I tell people, if you're looking for something, you can find it in New Orleans.
Bam. The gumbo pot. Everything in a pot.
I stumble across stuff so much here. I'm like, oh man, I didn't even know this was here. Walk down the alley.
And boom,
I'm an alley walker.
Don't you?
But I've always been like that. You know, I've been all over the place and walk down the alley. My friends hate traveling with me because I'll disappear on them just looking for food.
And you little, you can't do that.
But nobody bothers me, knock on wood.
But you little, like nobody can see you.
I got lost down the alley in Marrakesh once.
My point exactly.
But I found the spices I wanted.
That, see?
And I came out, it was getting dark, and you know, there was no street lights or anything. And you know, this is Morocco.
Not gonna do it.
Hey, I got out of there. Nobody bothered me.
Do it.
But they were trying to change my name to Muhammad and marry me off to a village girl.
What are you talking about? Why it gotta be Muhammad though?
I have no idea.
I
guess that's the most common name within Arabic and Islam.
You didn't want to have you a harem?
Look.
See, I got a crystal and a candle and some herbs that'll fix all of that problem.
It didn't work.
I'm just saying. I got candles and herbs that'll fix all of that.
So let's get into spirituality and kink and BDSM. Do you incorporate it, or do you kind of feel it a little when you're either educating or doing a pro service or just hanging out with folks? Because we're in New Orleans, you know, they got a lot of energy down here. City always draws me in, you know. And you know, I'm always picking up on energies. I have to sage often and throw some ammonia and water out there, knock some stuff out. You know, I had to knock some out of my house a few times, you know.
I'm gonna come to your house one good time and knock some stuff out. But no, so I don't. Okay, if it's a client and this is just a paid booking, a paid service, no. Okay, because at that point it is a business and transaction. The energy exchange is strictly for the exchanging of money and services, and that's that. Now, I am a practicing witch. Mm-hmm. I consider myself as a shaman because I am a mother spirit. I am a teaching spirit. I'm a very strongly energized being. Okay. That being said, my sub is the same way also. My sub practices Ifa and Lakumi. They are a priestess. They read tarot. I'm not a tarot chick. That ain't what I do. Candles, I got you. Herbs, we can make some stuff. Cards, go see that one. Cause I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, I had a reading by your cousin. Got slapped around by the ancestors a little bit.
Man, the spirit and ancestors will drag you for absolute.
But after that, I felt much better, and my fucking attitude went even higher. So I was like, shit, I'm about to just go and enjoy life then.
Once you know you protected and once you know you good, but being in BDSM, you can't incorporate it.
Yeah. So how would you incorporate it?
So for me personally, I'm an earth sign, but I'm a fire element. Again, dragon, Puff the Magic Dragon. Mm-hmm. I'm a fire element. So for me, when I do my candle works, if I'm doing wax play, I can incorporate, if depending on who my sub or my bottom is. If there's a specific need or a specific thing they're trying to manifest, release, grow, learn, if I'm waxing them, I can literally just do an aura cleansing. I can do a manifestation ritual while waxing them in the BDSM scene. If I am doing an impact scene, as I'm hitting them, I can speak an intention while hitting them.
Okay.
That'll release what they're trying to do, or it'll impart something into them. Even if you're looking at doing chakra work, if we're working about your root chakra in this little area, if I'm hitting you in this area, I can put intentions on my hits. I can put intentions on my massages. Anything that you do spiritually, you can incorporate it as long as your intention is correct, as long as your aura is cleansed, the space is cleansed, you've welcomed in the spirits that will aid you, and you kind of keep out the ones that's either there for a show or don't mean you no good.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I always got to tell them, if you're here for good, you can come in, but if not, stay on outside.
Outside the door.
Stay outside the door.
Oh no, I have actually a spray bottle outside my house with vinegar, water, red pepper flakes, and coffee in it.
Oh, shit, they go run. See, I just
play
keep
no
some,
games.
I just keep some ammonia in little water in a bottle. My mom told me this, and this happened because, like, for some reason, spirits like to come on in there and bother me while I'm sleeping. They don't mess with me any other time but when I'm sleeping. And so, you know, I had to knock something out one day. It opened up the door and ran out the front door. So I went from the back of the house to the front. The door was open, but somehow my bedroom door closed. Well, I know I heard something. It opened and closed back, and yeah, I slept good after that. So I tell you, ammonia and some water help you out.
If you're drawn to it. You know, a lot of people will swear by crystals. I do have crystals on my altar. I just found out my ancestors could care less about them damn crystals. So they're there. I have a crystal on my keychain. I have a tiger's eye on my keychain. I have an amethyst ring and amethyst earrings, but I'm not a crystal person. Those particular ones call to me. And I also have a green turbulent on the way. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. But it's whatever calls to you. There's no one way to practice spirituality. You could be a fairy, you could be a druid, you can be a witch, you can be a practitioner, you can be Stevie Nicks in the forest.
She got some good music.
Just saying. So, you can do it.
Okay.
It's just whatever speaks to you in your line. You don't even have to follow the Orishas. Mm-hmm. If you do, great. It's whatever makes you comfortable, whatever furthers your life, your journey, whatever makes you prosper as a person. But you don't have to follow Orishas. You don't have to follow Ifa. You don't have to practice voodoo. You don't have to practice hoodoo. Just because we're in New Orleans, we do not all practice voodoo. Right. I will say this again. We do not all practice voodoo.
Because I can snatch your soul with a pot of gumbo.
And you better not put no tomatoes in it.
No, I don't put no tomatoes in it. I don't play with red sauce.
Voodoo! See? Let me tell you this story real quick. I used to date this dude when I was living in Texas who was like, man, I love your accent. You're a cool person. I want to date you, but you can't never cook for me. Because he heard the thing about putting Mincy's blood in spaghetti.
Well, you know,
I'm like, boy, I can make you a cake right now and you won't go nowhere. Don't be playing with me with spaghetti.
You know, that's why I keep my drawers and my shoes in my own personal space, you know.
You don't put them under the bed?
Nah, I don't let nobody get in my drawers.
What about your
shoes.
socks and the wax and the socks?
My shoes, my drawers, and my socks. That all
So if I put a white line of dust around your doors,
I'm going to go ahead and throw some water on that and keep on going out the house. Hey, I've heard all the stories.
And a matchstick on top of the door, too?
Them drawers are no longer mine once you touch them. I'm just
See? You ain't shit.
Hey, I'm proactive. My thing is, if somebody messes with my shoes, my socks, my drawers, or my food, then it ain't mine no more. That's yours.
So their energy and their intention
right.
is
It's only on you. I already relinquished it to you.
No, but see, that's the issue. Your energy is still on it.
Yeah, so at that point, you got to burn it.
Or bleach it.
Start a whole new day.
Just go back and try it again.
All right, let's talk about what's some new kinks you've gotten into. What's some new stuff?
Okay, so I'm really into this pet thing.
Okay.
But there are no damn dragons. Like I have yet to find another dragon.
How about you just?
No, I am a dragon.
But you can.
But I also want a pet. It doesn't have to be a pet dragon, but I want a pet. But I am a dragon. So most people are like puppies, kittens, foxes, panthers, lions.
I'm a panther. So why not do it as just your primal side, picking on the prey?
Primal and pet are different though.
True, but you can go into your dragon, your primal dragon, and grab some of these pets.
But I would also like to know other dragons. I know where to get dragon stuff.
See, you gotta start just putting your net out there, because there was a lot of stuff.
That's what he does.
Oh well, that's true. There's a lot of stuff I didn't really know about pet wise or primal.
Until we found this fox.
Yeah, until this fox came in and started being cynical and mischievous and
hiding balls in kitchens.
Yeah. Stealing people's stuff and hiding it while they right there in front of them.
Like the phone.
Right.
But no, so I'm really getting into the pet thing. I've always been into impact, but I'm really wanting to get into fire cupping after watching you do it. Was amazing. Man,
ain't even record. I'm hot. I was like, come on.
And wax. Yo,
wax
this man is amazing with wax. Like,
wax is fun.
I want y'all to see this video. He did a wax demo. Now we share a couple of bottoms. This is one of the bottoms that we share.
I got some good wax stuff.
Like the wax is UV black light. It is beautiful.
And that's my thing. I've gotten more into the black light stuff and more so with wax. But I've also gotten into rope. So I'm trying to find some UV activated rope so I can do the wax and a rope session combined.
Oh Lord, they're gonna fall asleep. They're gonna hit subspace so hard.
Because I've seen it, and the way to get the wax off when you finish is just to put your rope into the freezer, and once you take it out, you can just easily breaks off without going all over the place.
Oh, like when you put baby oil first on before the wax, it's easier.
So you have to put some baby oil or mineral oil, or I like to use coconut oil. You put that on first, and then you do your wax stuff.
Y'all see this beautifulness?
So once you're doing your wax stuff,
see, this is
you know. You can get the wax to come off easier rather than when you do it without some type of oil on the skin, it's gonna take you all day to get it off. Mm-hmm. And your bottom gonna be mad. You gonna be mad.
Oh, y'all see that drip drip.
But I got a lot of different ones. I have this one, I have some and it comes, I buy about 7 colors at once. So usually, and the thing is, like, I need to figure out how to make this myself because it gets expensive. Because if I need to replace one color, I usually buy 7. That way I can get free shipping.
We're just gonna find you a sub that's gonna pay for all your wax.
I do need I'll take a sugar mama, or a sugar sub or a fin sub. Not only for wax, but for these Sally Mae loans too. I'm not discriminatory on what you want to pay for.
Nobody told you to go to medical school. Number one, nobody told you to go to medical school.
Hey,
and get these expensive.
It's hard. It's hard out here trying to be something. All right, we're gonna get close to the closing. Mm-hmm. What's some advice you have for new kinksters out here? Some new practitioners and people who have been in for a while who are rediscovering it and trying to, especially in this pandemic time, we rebranded a lot during this pandemic.
We did.
So,
we did.
We can get some advice to folks.
Okay, number one, y'all look at mother. Look into my eye. Look into my eye. 50 Shades of Grey is not what we do.
No, it's not.
365 days is not what we do.
But if you want a CNC scene, we can set that up.
Y'all, but seriously, if you want to learn, I highly recommend FetLife. I call it Kinky Facebook, but it is an excellent resource. There's a whole glossary of all types of terminology. You can search groups according to your interests. You friend people, you can talk. Y'all, FetLife is a great resource. Collar Me used to be a resource. That's for us old heads. We know about Collar Me before it fell off by the wayside. But Pet Life is great. If you want a good movie, Secretary is a fantastic movie.
Agreed. Very good.
Fantastic movie. If you want a good book recommendation, The Ethical Slut is good. How to Play Well with Others is good. The Sleeping Beauty series, not Disney. The 4-book series by Anne Rice is amazing. The Story of O is what a lot of people use when they're first starting out. It's kind of hard to read-ish, but it is wonderful. For us old heads, the House of Gore series. Yes, it's 35 books. Yes, it's a fantasy series. But if you really want to understand the power of positions, protocols, training, respect, dynamic, power, it is all within that series. The only thing is, there are no female doms until the very end of the series. So when I started years ago, I read the series for just being a series. Now, as I was learning to be a dom, I would look at it from an objective standpoint, getting past the whole gender dichotomy of the whole thing. Now, that being said, I did spend 2 years as a sub trying to see if I had a sub side. # don't. But I tried it. I did. I tried. I don't have it. No. It don't work for me. I do not take orders. I don't listen. And all 3 of the people that I served, by the time I finished with them, they were serving me. It don't. It don't. It just don't. It just don't. Like, I'm sorry. I'm one of the dominant women that don't switch, don't bottom. I'm one of the women you can walk up to and you can tell that I'm a dom without me having to say, I'm Mischievously such and such, kneel down and kiss my feet, listen, this big boy. I don't have to do that. You can just meet me and say, oh, yeah, I need to kind of listen. Like, because every group I'm in, I am the mother of the group. I am the group dom-ish, per se. Like, I can walk into a room and quiet a group of people without having to raise my voice. But those are some good resources to start. Also, join local groups.
Yes.
We started Mischief Managed because there was no group for POC only. We have a few local groups here. Not going to call their names. Don't know if we have the rights to do that. But they were very diverse. But there's nothing like having a space for your kin with your kin.
Right.
I can go to a party and be around other races, and I'm perfectly comfortable doing so. But when I'm feeling Afrocentrically me, and I need to talk about some Afrocentric stuff, I need to be with my people. That's why we started this group. And that's what I like about it. It is a space by us, for us. Join local groups. If you don't want to join a local group, join a national group. Mischief Managed, we have members all over the country. Most of us are here, but we have members all over the country. If you can't make it here, we do virtual events. We have virtual munches. We have virtual watch parties. A lot of local groups are moving to Zoom. We all sick of Zoom, but guess what? It is resourceful.
It helps out. It's good when it needs it.
It's there for what it needs to do.
Yeah. So I would say, like, be patient with yourself, as well as, take your time to vet people that you may want to play with, but also vet the groups and the people within the group.
Yes.
Because you never know what's going on within the group until you're in there, and you never know what kind of stuff they've gotten into before.
Also, take the BDSM test.
Yeah, BDSMtest.org or the Kink
test,
or the kinktest.com or one of those. There's a Kink test you can Google and a BDSM test. It'll give you some information on what you are, because you might think you're a sub, you might think you're a dom or whatever. That test might flip some stuff for you.
Like our friendly little fox.
Yeah, our friendly little fox. She says she's a sub and a pet, but she's got some dom vibes and she doesn't want to accept them. So it is what it is. But
and I will put this out there: if you ever want to take the test and you don't understand the results, send us a message.
Yes.
I will go over the results with you. I'm over the educating aspect of the group. I will gladly help you learn about yourself. I don't mind. The only thing I'm going to say, just kick my little cash app a little something if you can. If not, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you anyway.
Make that dangly thing go off on the cash app. But yeah, and also, like she said, pet life, but you also have to be cautious because it's a rabbit hole.
It is.
There's a lot of people on there pretending. You have to realize this is an online persona. And for us, like, whatever you see with me online is how I am in person. I'm a complete mess. I like to have fun. I'm a bad influence. I'm gonna make you do some stuff that you normally wouldn't want to do, but
Like
you don't feel comfortable doing it. And I just have that personality where I can get you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. So just beware before you come hang out with me. It's nothing bad, but you probably just go do it and have fun.
And I'm the same way. The same way y'all get me here is me in person.
Yeah.
I'm an extrovert in my heart. I'm loving. You're going to be comfortable and you're going to have fun. Don't like quiet people. Don't come around me being quiet. I will beat you to make you make noise.
I'm the quiet one. But yeah, it's definitely a rabbit hole. So I would say start locally and get to know people before you try to settle in like, oh, I want this role or that role, or I want to be under this person mentorship or that one. My advice, especially for new doms or tops, is to do a lot of education and research on what you want to do before you do it, and find you a mentor, especially someone who can show you those skills that you're trying to learn. Because you might be out here thinking you can go and do this and this, but once you do it, you might scare yourself. But you also want to know what you're doing before you do it to someone else, because you can easily hurt somebody. And you can easily hurt somebody that's doing something that seems very basic and easy, because at the end of the day, it's not 100% safe. Like, you're literally like either hitting someone or tying someone up or doing psychological or mental BDSM. And I find that to be more hard to do, because you can easily break yourself or somebody else if you don't take care of yourself mentally, or at least have some check-in with somebody on how to get back to your normal vanilla state when you're not within a scene or within a dynamic. But we'll talk about that later. We'll end this
because that daddy dom conversation started to come up.
I ain't no daddy.
Y'all, he's a daddy. He's unadmitting he is a daddy. He ain't my daddy, but he's a daddy.
I don't know what she's talking about.
See? Told y'all, he ain't shit. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up because we've been going for a while. But again, thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching. This is our first video. Please don't crucify us too bad. If you do, I got a flogger, a whip, and a paddle with your name on it. I don't mind using it. I'm about that life.
Come get that work.
You can come get all that, yeah. But again, thank y'all for tuning in.
This is Vibranium Strokes.
And I am Lady Elvyra. Thank you so much for joining Mischievously Kinky.
Mischievously
And come on back to the House of Sex and we'll vlog you next. Holla.